What the facts is that? What the fact? Yo, this is Corey Black. You're now listening to Facts Only. Let's get your shit straight.
We talked about this. I thought we explained it already. That's so scary. I'll start today. I have to find the inner strength to do it though. If that makes sense.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to Facts Only. I'm your host, well, one of the hosts, Say Live.
And I am Anton X-Ton, and we have an announcement and a special guest. So we got a lot going on today.
Okay.
So, first and foremost, we have to welcome the lovely Paris Smith as our official co-host, our official third co-host of Facts Only Podcast. Yeah! How about a round of applause? And then second, we have a very special guest in the building. I've known this man since I was 20. So solid 4 years now. 2016. Local poet, artist, creative, borderline evil mastermind. Maybe too much to assume. Sort of, kind of.
I'm a genius mastermind, man. I'm not like an evil mastermind.
Evil isn't always a bad thing, because I thought of like Dr.
Come on, you sound like Eddie Murphy off of Vampire in Brooklyn.
Shut the fuck up. Corey Black, ladies and gentlemen, is in the building.
What's up, y'all?
How you living, bro?
Man, I'm well, man. Life is good.
We got a lot to get into today.
Yeah, we do.
Let's get into it.
So,
We'll be doodling on this donut box.
you've been doodling
Yeah, I
on
seen
this
you.
donut.
I seen.
He drew one of those
in.
pictures on there in like less than 5 minutes.
real?
Like, I went to the restroom and I came back
he had just
and he had
started-
a self-portrait.
So honesty, I walked past. I was like, all right, let me get back to the studio because I don't really know what the hell is going on. Let me get back to the studio. Because I thought you was gonna be back here. So I seen him drawing on the box. I was like, maybe that's our guest. So I just kept on going. And then I was like, let me go back because I can guarantee that's our guest. And now I seen him drawing the portrait on the box. I was like, damn, he a good ass artist. I thought he was like you. But then I was like, no, he said we had on a poet this week, not an artist. So I'm like, but come to find out, he know how to do everything.
I didn't even know he could draw until a couple hours ago, or about an hour ago. When I came back and he had a self-portrait on here. So, yeah. So,
Yeah, I just know how to do everything. Let's just cut right to the chase.
he's just a genius mastermind.
It's not that, man. I just like have a lot of talents and a lot of gifts, and I just like don't like let none of them go to waste.
For sure.
Because it's probably I'm a Virgo, and I be feeling like,
Are you?
You should take notes.
yeah,
Jesus Christ. I should take notes about what?
Using all your gifts.
Ooh.
I feel attacked.
You should.
No, but
Not only that, because
you know,
he
I was just talking to somebody about like using all your gifts. I was like, so they tell you not to be like this is like maybe I'm wrong, but they tell you not to be a jack of all trades.
Mm.
But like literally, if you want to be successful, you have to use at least 7 different trades or like sources of, you know what I'm saying, like bringing money in, like sources of income. You got to have like 7.
right. You got to at least have 7 streams of income to be a millionaire.
Type.
So automatically off the rip, I look at that like, okay, if it take that many streams of income to become a millionaire, then that means I got to find 7 things about me at least
Yeah.
that are like at least of like 250,000 ideas. Like
That goes
For
to
sure.
being if you want to be an and person or or person.
exactly. And
For
then
sure.
the things like, like, okay, it ain't even no secret no more how to be no millionaire. All you got to do is figure out how to fucking get into real estate and how to sell property.
Facts.
basically.
That's all you really have to do to become a millionaire in this country.
It's like playing Monopoly.
That's
like,
all
we've
it
been
is.
doing
That's
this
why-
our
'cause
whole
it's a
life.
capitalist country. Like, it's a capitalist country. So it ain't that hard. They just know that everybody ain't gonna work that hard to do it.
For sure.
they well aware of that and shit. That's why like the 1% is the 1%.
For sure. We didn't
But-
got to talk about finance. You are a poet. You are a poet.
Let's
Well-
get into.
Well,
Let's jump to Poetic Justice.
yeah.
How long you been doing that? For those who do not know, before you answer that question, I'm sorry. Poetic Justice is an open mic series that Corey Black has been hosting for as long as I can remember.
since 2012. So like this is gonna be the 8th year.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
How did you start it?
It actually started at Blank Space. It was I took like a hiatus in like like 2010. It was like I took like my first trip to New York, and I was like, okay, this is dope. This is cool, and got back to the crib, and I kind of took like a little break away from poetry, and I started like getting back to like just getting settled, getting like my own space together, like just really like focusing on me, and then I started working on like a poetry EP, and I had like a little release party at Blank Space, and it was kind of just like I had like my boys like Franco and DuBois Shakur. They came through and like we just had like a little jam session, and I had a couple of my poet friends come through and like spit some poetry. And then Kave, he was just like, hey, he's the owner of Blank Space. He was like, yo, do you want to just like do this every month? And I was like, yeah, what's the slowest night of the month? He was like, the last Sunday. I was like, let me get that.
Oh, man.
So I was like, nah, it's every last Sunday because I know it's like the slowest night of the month. And like at the time, it wasn't really nothing to do on the Sunday on the Sunday night anyway. But
Right.
especially like that last Sunday of the month, like it just wasn't nothing going on. Period. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect to do something new because I ain't got no competition. I ain't got nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying, step on the toes.
For sure.
I can just pull it off. And then it just started growing like after like the third year. And like right around like the end of 2015, I remember like we would cut it off from like November to March, and we just wouldn't even do it in the wintertime because I'm like, man, ain't nobody for to come out in St. Louis in the winter.
Right.
And I was like that November, like 2 people showed up, and I was like, oh man, it's over, it's dead now. Like I can't do it no more. And Black Spade, he was just like, y'all, let's just keep doing it through the winter and see if anybody come next month. And then some people, like we did like a little New Year's Eve one, and it popped low key. And then we did it again in January, and it popped low key. And then we did it in February, and it just like really popped to the point where we got like to capacity. We couldn't even like get nobody else in.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just started just getting crazy after that. And then that's when it moved like to 2720. And then we just like got that room. Like it just started growing organically. And then we got like to the Ready Room.
And that's where you at now.
Nah, like we at the Ready Room and the High Low now.
Really?
Yeah, because like the year before last, we was at the Kransberg. They kind of took us under the umbrella, and we was getting like the Grandel, the Dot Zag, the Kransberg Art Center, the Dark Room, like, you know, just all of like the little Cranberg's rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last year they finally opened up the Literary Arts Cafe, so we got that too for like this year. And then Ready Room was like, this is our best event, so if you want to keep it here, you can. So we was just like, now we get like 2 shows in a night, which ain't nobody really did like in a city like this. But that's kind of something I was like, when I was in New York, that's what I was trying to do, because I would see like how the comedians and like the other poets, they would do like a show at 7:30 and a show at like 10. And I was like, oh man, they straight doing 2 shows a night. That's smart. And I'm like, okay, now I could just do the show at Ready Room and then the show at the High Low, and then I got another host. So now he could do a show at the Ready Room and a show in the High Low, because we going back and forth. And we gonna keep like a party, like a vibe going all night for like 4 hours. Like,
That's a dope idea, especially to do that on the last Sunday. When you said that, what I automatically went to, especially considering that we live in St. Louis, is everybody we bandwagon in a way. Everybody try to go for the same hustle in a way. If you get on Facebook and you see 1,000 lash techs and 1,000 nail techs and 1,000 makeup artists, and you see that they got some social media clout, now knowing how much money they may not be making, you see it on the outside and it look good. So then you're going to step in and be like, okay, well, if they doing it, I can do it too. As opposed to taking a road less traveled, which is what you did and it worked.
Creating
Right.
your own lane.
yeah,
Create
because
your own
I
narrative.
just saw a whole lane, and I knew I was like, because even when I took that hiatus, that's what I was thinking about, because like that was my first time going to like the Nuyorican Poets Cafe in New York. Like that whole sabbatical kind of changed me a little bit. Like just taking that step away to see like where I really, really want to take it and how can I really bring what I just saw in New York to St. Louis.
For sure.
And like even going out there and already peeping, like we already had the flavor anyway. I just need everybody to tap into it. And I feel like it wasn't, man, I could drop some nerdy fun facts on y'all right now that I don't even want to.
Go
But,
ahead,
like,
hit us with it.
So no, okay, boom, here's one. Thank me later. So the East Bridge, the guy that like designed the East Bridge, he was in competition with the dude that designed the Brooklyn Bridge because they was both fighting over who originally made the design of like the archway, like architecture of it. And like these cats were straight going at it, like going back to back, where they both was like colonels or something like that. And I'm researching, it's like, man, the East Bridge stretch all the way to Brooklyn. Like, why ain't we like tapping into like the vibe out in Brooklyn? Because once you get that connect to New York City and you from St. Louis, like how you think Nelly got on? Like it's a responsibility if you from St. Louis to make a connect with somebody in New York. Because Nelly showed us exactly how to get put on if you from St. Louis and you trying to get put on. So if you just following that simple little pattern,
Right.
like you'll probably make it somewhere. Like that's not a bad dice roll if you from St. Louis. Like because everybody here are just too talented. Like we too talented for our own good.
Facts.
Like for our own good. Yo, I be going to other cities. I be like, man, this y'all are not. I'm about to blow all y'all away. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not where it's at. Like y'all ain't even ready. So it's like, if I know that like how they say like this is a hard crowd to win over, or this is like a tough place to perform, and I get love here, and it ain't just because I'm from here, but because I really like I can really do what I'm saying I can do.
Hell yeah.
And I know what it's like to be around. Like I know how hard it is to get my cousin to come to one of my shows. Cause he don't go nowhere.
Right.
He don't go nowhere.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But when I be looking at seeing him, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really like, I really got something off because he could care less. You know what I'm saying? Or like my other cousin, my brother could care less. But they know like if they want to have a good time, they'll come to my show.
So where do you want to take this show? Like what is the end goal for Poetic Justice?
If I tell you the end goal, they'll give it away.
But don't you want people to know?
It depends, because like, if I say the end goal, then that means I would want everybody in this whole world to be wearing a Poetic Justice hoodie on the same day, and that would be on the every last Sunday of every month.
Then make it happen.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm making it
okay.
happen.
The hoodie is dope, by the way.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that would be the end goal, to have every person on this planet to be wearing one of these on the last Sunday of the month.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to get there, like, I would have to set up, like, universities. I would have to get, like, a Marvel movie. Like, I would have to be, like, Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I really want that glory? Like, do I really want that? We'll have to see.
So you got an idea of what the end goal is, and now you...
Yeah, the end
still
goal
in
is
the
impossible because I can't ever... I don't fathom no ends because I know God is eternal. And that's how I'm moving right now.
That's real.
So I got to say the most unimaginable thing that I can tell you.
Yeah.
And if that come true to life, then I'll see God's face. So
Yeah.
So let's double back to...
I'm thinking about
20
like the future, like not 10-year plans or nothing like that.
Let's double back to 2015.
Okay.
And that was around the time you said that you put Poetic Justice on sabbatical at that point.
No, that's when like we usually would put it on sabbatical through the winter time. Like we would stop it from like November and we wouldn't start it back up until like spring, like when the weather
When it
got
started
better.
getting warm outside.
Yeah.
So when I stepped into the art scene, because November 2015, I was in Mizzou. I was in Columbia for school. And I remember January 1st, 2016, it was the very first Friday event that I went to. And after that, I went every single Friday. And I believe I want to say it was like maybe the February or the March one. That was when I met you for the very first time. And we was in this big room and somebody was spitting. No, we were in Herb Bars and somebody was on stage. And all I heard is, respect the mic, respect the mic. And you was standing in the crowd. And all I heard was, shut the fuck up. And everybody turned around and they stopped. And me and my friend Kayla looked and was like, who the hell just did that? And it was you. So that era from my perspective was when, as far as St. Louis is concerned, the art community was at its highest form.
Yeah, it was bubbling over right, like at that point. Like I remember vividly kind of taking on a lot more like responsibilities as an artist around that time. and I could see the culture kind of getting like, I ain't gonna say like masqueraded, but it was a lot of weird shit going on with everybody that was kind of like post Ferguson in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was just kind of just jumping in. And I know why, because it was like everybody was trying to get their shit off. Like everybody was in that mindset of like, let me get this shit off because we only live once. Like we turned up, it's fuck the police, it's fuck 12, it's hands up, don't shoot. Like we in that kind of mental state of feeling like, yo, we on the edge of our fucking seat, ready to fucking snap. So let's take shit out on this fucking art. And that's why you saw motherfuckers just throwing shit up in the galleries every first Friday. And everybody was coming out trying to catch that vibe because niggas was the fucking pressed.
Yeah.
Like everybody was fucking going through it. And art usually is the only thing. I'll be like sending the poets. Like I know what it is. Like I've been calling the shots. I be sitting back waiting. I just be looking at that shit. I be like, all right, cool. This is what we about to be doing. And I just know like strap on my shoes, you know what I'm saying, and get it going. But like I can tell that everybody else ain't been through that shit yet. And everybody kind of younger, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I'm becoming the big brother on the scene now and shit. I ain't like the little bro no more. Like I could see myself kind of moving up, like I'm straight becoming a big bro. And at that time, I think like 2015 was when my voice was probably at like my peak and shit, where I can get loud as fuck in a room. Like I used to have to tuck that shit all the way in sometimes. But like around then, I was like, I got so much control. Like I knew what to do with it. I wasn't trying to abuse. I was never trying to like overstep my authority and shit. I just knew like when it was time to like let everybody know like, yo, it's fucking poets here. Like I ain't for letting no poets be fucking disrespected.
Right.
Cause y'all respecting all of the fucking artists, but you ain't for to respect the poets after we the ones y'all want to talk to and tell you fucking problems about. Like, nah, fuck that. Respect the fucking mic.
And I think now, I think that you all have such dominant respect in the St. Louis culture now. You were recently nominated and you won the Slump Festival for Best Poet. So a lot of people and a lot of award shows don't even have a category for it. But we had one, and we had a nice amount of talent on there, and you won it. So do you feel that you all do have the respect that you feel like you needed back then, you have it now?
Yeah, like honestly, because they just brought that category in last year. So like I remember like, what's this, maybe 4 years ago, like I was hollering at Rabu. I was like, yo, man, like, what's up with our category, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just putting it, like telling Chris, like, yo, put a bug in his ear or something, bro. Like, why we ain't got our own category? And then like John Harrington, he hit me up last year and was like, yo, we about to put this best poet like category, and who you think should win? I'm like, Lethal. I'm like, Lethal should win. Like if she don't win, I'm quitting. I'm like, don't even like I don't even care if she don't win. Like I'm burning it down. And I said the same thing this year. Like if I don't win, I'm burning it down because I know I earned it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt good tonight. It felt good to feel appreciated for it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I see like all my boys walking away with a trophy. You know, I see Tef get one, Rocky get like Knuckles get like all of my friends had one. I always feel left out. I'm like, man, I ain't got no brass, man. I ain't got nothing.
Does winning?
Not this year.
Not this
Not
year.
this
No,
year.
now
You
I
got
got it
something.
all.
You got something.
Now I got something. Yes. A nice little something.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, but
I was gonna ask, does winning an award, do you feel like that puts a certain sense of responsibility on your shoulders in this city now?
Fuck no, because I thought I was going to lose. I thought Lewis Confliction was going to win. I was like, yeah, Lewis got this and shit. I'm just for the show up to let niggas know I'm here. Like, and then he called my name. Marty called my name. Like, for real? Like, I was like, are you serious? Because I thought he was just fucking with me and shit. And he showed me the pen. Like, oh, damn, I really straight won this shit. I ain't had no speech. Like, I wasn't even ready for it. I wasn't ready for it at all. And I'm just like, the responsibility that I had before I got that don't change.
Yeah.
Like, because I was already walking around like I was the shit anyway. So it's just like, that ain't going to really change no accolades. Like, everybody either thought that I was the best or they thought that I was their favorite. But I know I ain't the worst nigga out here.
You know you the shit.
yeah.
I know I just got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be, you know what I'm saying? Somebody out there fucking taking the spot. I'm just keeping it warm for them. Like,
I do like the new poetry scene that we are having though. Like,
it's
the
about
visuals
T-Rups.
are dope. I really truly love what is transforming here, it is the bomb. Like,
Yeah.
I think that it's dope for people to like be able to write poetry and not even just write it, but to create it in a visual form for other people to understand it. Because sometimes people just, all right, I'm just reading a poem, like, you know, some people may not feel it that way, but the fact that there's poets out there in the city that are creating another lane for other people to enjoy their poetry is so dope. Like, you have a different lane. Yours isn't visual on YouTube per se, but it's visual in person per se. So let's talk about, you know, this new poetry that you do.
Wait, you want to talk about the nude poetry or the new poetry?
Nude, N-U-D-E.
Oh,
nude.
no, we got that. That's to view. You could view that. You guys just subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Oh, it's a private? This is private?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You can totally dig in if you want to. Like,
Do people have to pay for that? See,
it's not. You can subscribe for $9.99 a month.
Okay, see, I don't really know about the fans only private pay. Like, no.
I'm letting you know.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Or-
No, that's my
No.
OnlyFans. I can't put no
Y'all
nude
know
poetry on YouTube.
It's
Y'all know
called
OnlyFans?
Oh my God.
Okay, so
I've seen worse on
I've
YouTube.
I've seen like posts about OnlyFans, but I don't know.
I'll explain what it is.
Oh, you would be the one to explain what it is.
You know what? I resent that statement because I feel like that's coming
is
from
the
a
Explain it
truth.
to me too, because I don't even know what it is. I just know all my stripper homegirls told me to get one. If I'm
And that's
not bad.
probably because your stripper homegirls are stripping and giving exclusives to their goodies, and people
Which
are
makes
paying.
sense.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And,
And that's what they was
basically
telling me.
That's basically what it is, and people are using
I need to
it.
give me one of them.
A lot of
Chadwick.
Hey, bro.
a lot of porn.
Money is money.
Bro,
Look at you, 7
as long as you got your integrity.
A lot of porn stars and amateur porn stars and people who want that is the route that they use because they can upload and post these things and people can subscribe if
they
they're
gotta
curious
worry about no
enough to look
studios.
at it.
It's the same independent hustle as any type of any artist would do. Like,
It's like-
and I know I'm putting out a content that ain't going like I ain't trying to get my stuff flagged. Yeah, I still know. Okay, if it's a market for this for me, and I feel like I ain't really losing no integrity by doing these videos of what I believe is art, I'm gonna get that off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Think of it as like a SoundCloud for
yeah, it's a SoundCloud for X-rated things
I mean
or adult content.
that's what made
or
it
whatever.
popular. People really you can use it for anything. Like if you wanted to deliver exclusive content.
You can have your
on-
feet, just your feet, and you need a page for that. You know what I'm saying? You can have people just subscriing just to look at
you
videos
got
of
a
your
bu-
feet.
and you got a bunch of weird foot fetish people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's disturbing.
You dick. Yeah. Now that you ain't got pretty feet, you got ugly feet. It's cats that like that. Like it's women that like that. Like
I've had
It's a whole new world.
it's probably dudes that I'm telling you, it's probably dudes that straight like ugly feet.
Wild.
Like you never know.
Wow. Okay, so back to you. So
What's up?
thank you for explaining what it is. But back to you. So what gets you like how do you prepare to do that? Like how do you prepare to do new poetry? Like do you do it live and you record content and put it out on fans only? Like
Yeah, both.
both of them?
Both of them.
Both of them.
Not both.
Both
I
of
hate both of y'all.
Okay,
I
so
hate both
when
of
you're
y'all so
doing
much.
so is it a difference for you if you're doing live new poetry versus recording it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so what is the feeling that you get from doing it live?
You get the energy of the crowd. So it was like you got people around you. You automatically like turned all the way on because you gotta be your whole self naked in front of people. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like if you don't mind being naked in front of people, you don't really doing shit but being yourself. But I'm just gonna be naturally nervous because I'm naturally nervous before I perform people when I got on the suit. So it's just like it don't be no different nerves. It just really be a different connection because I'm really feeling like really transparent. Like, oh yeah, I can't really hide nothing. Like, like I can't hide nothing. So like you really get to see like a little lion out of his cage just walking around like growling. So
Did you just say?
That could be taken so many ways.
Yeah.
it's poetry.
It's quite a subjective. Yeah, okay, listen.
It's poetry. It's nude poetry.
Okay.
How do so
We're talking about
on a
it.
confidence level, how do you mentally prepare yourself to do something like that? Because you have to have some type of your self-esteem has to at least be through the roof, like bare minimum,
Yeah.
in order to do. How do you mentally prepare to walk through a process like that?
What of getting your self-esteem out the roof?
No, of being comfortable enough to get on stage in front of people like that and do what you love to do, like doing poetry,
Just
Just-
butt ass naked.
ass naked in a room full of people. How is there
the
a
same
process
way-
that gets you?
Yeah, you just perform like you perform in front of a room full of people. that's the process. It's something I always do. I always feel naked when I'm performing. Not everybody just get to see me naked when I'm performing.
That would scare the shit out of me.
I mean,
But that's because I have man boobs right now because I picked up some
but it's
weight.
just like
Get in the gym.
I get what you're saying because it's just like people like the way the people will stare at you like when you were naked is the same way as people gonna stare at you if you performing.
Exactly.
I get that.
Like I ain't feeling no different because I'm in the
Because they gonna have their cameras out regardless.
Exactly.
They gonna be screaming and hollering regardless. I get it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
From,
So you
from a
let
performance
people
standpoint.
use phones and record like your entire, like you don't have a policy of like no phone policy or anything?
No,
like
it's
that?
it's usually like I mean it's restricted. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's a restricted performance. It ain't nothing that. I mean, if you want to see a picture of me naked, you can just subscribe to my OnlyFans. So if you
Okay.
already subscribing to my OnlyFans and you coming to the shows, why you need a personal video when you could just ask me to send you a video of me because you subscribe to my OnlyFans?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody tripping about like trying to record it. And if they want to take some pictures, like I'm gonna let you buy a new poster of me, like with a poem on it. So like or a calendar, like you can order some merch. Like
He said I'm bought in.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Like,
Seven
yeah.
streams, like
7 streams. I know I'm good at being naked.
So would it ever be one where you'll have like a dual nude poetry, like one for the fellas, one for the ladies? Not saying from you, but like if you had like a female poet that would be willing to be nude, like would you be able to produce that for people, or have you yet to get that in works?
Honestly, if it's a poet out there, if it's a female poet out there that's trying to do some poetry naked, we could just get our own little bag and and not have to worry about submitting ourselves to the wolves. Like
the way you put sentences and structured shit together, I thought that he was bad. You win.
what you talking about?
So it was just the way you phrased that sentence. It's like,
But it don't make sense?
No, it makes sense. It's just the analogy and the way that you explained it. I'm like, usually he got a wild ass way of putting sentences together and saying shit.
That is true.
So you win. Like,
All right. I ain't really
gotta get
trying. Like
I gotta get my chip back.
I ain't know it was like a
No,
competition.
it's
like,
not.
it's not a
Like I
competition.
won. Like
when you're a poet or if you're a writer, or is natural. It's your norm. It's normal for you to do. I'm just observing. So I peeped and I was like, I wouldn't have thought to explain something like that in that way. That's just me.
Mm.
So, Poetic Justice every Sunday. Not every last Sunday of the month.
Yeah.
How far would you like for this to go? Like time span wise?
I at least want to get it to 10 and then see what I can do after that.
You almost there now.
Right. Like, you know, I got the plan is still under attack, you know what I'm saying? I'm moving at the pace of like where I thought I would be at by 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
As far as like trajectory of like when I started where I want, like okay, if I could do this in 5 years, I'll be cool. And then I did it in 3. So I was like, okay, I'm a little early. And then I was like, okay, if I could hit this in 5 years, I'll be cool. Then I hit it in 1. So I was like, whoa, I'm moving way too fast. So then it's like, okay, if I can do this next year, then I really got it like that. And then I did it last year. And I'm like, now I got 2 venues on the same night. And I was like, wow. And not 2 like rinky-dink venues, like 2 nice
Dope.
venues.
The Ready
like,
Room is dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like 2 really
For
good
sure.
venues, you know. So it's like, okay, I'm probably going to get to the Fox. Like in my mind, I'm like, I always had this goal of like, man, if I can get to the Fox every last Sunday, it's a dead wrap. Like it's a
Yeah.
dead wrap for the
hella
city
dope.
because then like that'll be like Apollo status to me.
Hey, get
Like,
that, because
you know
I'll
what
be
I'm
in the
saying?
Fox Club like every last Sunday.
You know what I'm
for sure.
saying? It's like it's like I just like, okay, if I can get it like to like Apollo status in St. Louis, then I'll really go down as a legend. Like they really gonna have to put a star on Delmar with my name on that motherfucker. Like
You know, it's another theater down here. It's called the Sun Theater. Like
Mhm.
if you want to look into that one too.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice
It's either
size,
that
just like the Glendale.
or like the Roberts Orpheum, or like it's a whole bunch of theaters that I want to just have a show at. Period.
The
in
Thaxton
St.
sure.
Louis.
Speakeasy
The
is
Thaxton,
around it.
yeah. Just it's so much like just the culture, like the culture of acting, the culture of like, you know what I'm saying, poetry here, just like with Maya Angelou and Langston Hughes and even like James Baldwin coming through here. You know what I'm saying? Like Amiri Baraka coming through here, like like just legends, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Bringing stories back because like Miles Davis was here playing jazz, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's not new.
It's just like from here. So like to be like a poet that represents like that culture, it's just like I don't mind it. Like it's like I'm here for the flex. Like we in the show me state, so I'll show you this shit. Like you can see this shit if you want to see it, but
for sure.
Like,
if you could give advice to any creative who is trying to figure their way into stepping into their craft, into the community, what would be the best advice that you could give, considering that you're starting to see yourself as big brother when it comes to being in creative spaces, especially in St. Louis?
Kind of advice I would give? Probably tell them to just read a lot. Like just study their craft.
Okay.
Like, because eventually, like, if you reading and researching, you're going to start running into the people that's on the same shit as you.
Yeah.
And if you running into people that's reading and researching, that mean they trying to grow. So if you run into people that's growing, that mean you run into people that's not growing, you know, or you not running people that ain't growing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once you start trying to figure out what you want to do, the universe going to start throwing you all of the signs and all of the tools you need to get there. Like, this is going to come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Because you done already set your intentions out there.
Right.
So just start digging into, like, what it is, like, how to be the best you that you want to be. Like, I remember that's what I did. Like, I just started singing, like I told you, like, earlier, my boys just knew I could write.
For sure.
And they was like, let's start rapping, man. Let's get this label going. So I literally just started learning how to, like, start a record label with my homeboys, studying Jay-Z and stuff, and then like researching like online and like talking to like entertainment lawyers and just doing all of this stuff to like figure out how to start a label, which taught me how to like the business worked. And I basically just like learned how to make a business out of my own art because I was trying to learn how to make a record label. So
sure.
Even in the act of just learning how to do all of that, I ended up running into people that was moving the same way I was moving and doing most of the same shit I was doing and kind of like having the same meetings with the same people I'm having meetings with and like just being at the same places. And I'm like, okay, this must be the community. Like this must be who it is. And then that's when I was like running the Black Spade.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember like when I first came back to the crib, I ran in the Spade at like the Del Mar Lounge. And at the time I didn't even realize he was like sitting down with other people like I didn't realize I was gonna know later down the line that was actually like cool, you know what I'm saying? I just knew him because he was there like with one of my other homeboys, and I was like, oh, this the dude they was talking about in like, when I was out in Cali, like, in LA, like, because everybody used to be like, you from St. Louis? Or you don't know who Black Spade is? I'm like, man, I ain't been home in a minute, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know who
and
it
then
is.
you finally bumped into
him. And I finally bumped into
him.
him, exactly, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was just kind of like divine intervention. And then to go from that to like having like music on, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the second song on the latest Apple stuff he just dropped. You know, he just put out a new tape on the 10th. So it's like, okay, I'm on this hopeless romance shit. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is dope. We've been grinding for years, you know what I'm saying? And I probably wouldn't even met this dude had I not been trying to pursue music. And here he is, one of the best producers, you know what I'm saying, in the city. Like, all you got to do is just start studying what you love. And then, like, you'll just see the doors open up for, like, all of that shit to come to you. So.
Very real.
Speaking of, Anton, I would love for you to order me some new books off Amazon. Thank you.
You have to tell me what books. If you buy me Charlamagne's book, I'll buy you whatever you want.
It's
Black
a deal.
privilege.
Look at
No.
I got that.
Shook one. Anxiety playing tricks on me. Because y'all know the way my anxiety be set up.
You need some anxiety tea.
Yes, I do. And if you can get some psilocybin tea as well, we'll talk later.
Hey, so y'all didn't tell me Walona Woods from Good Times died today.
I didn't know
died
that.
today?
It was today?
Yeah.
I didn't know
She
that.
passed away. She was 74.
Wow.
She also played in the Jeffersons, I believe.
Yeah, she was in the Jefferson.
Yeah, I think she was.
Yo, she used to walk through the door on Good Times so fly.
She did.
She used to bust through the door so fly, bro. Man.
Man, that's crazy.
And she also wrote and produced Keep moving on up, keep moving on up to the E. Keep moving.
She
up.
wrote that.
She wrote and composed that
Oh,
song.
okay. So that's what she had to do with the Good Times. 'Cause I was like, she wasn't the maid on that.
She wrote and composed that song. Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Then that's just like that's like we were saying. Like once you into it, you might as well just dive all the way in and do everything as you can while you. Whew.
Rapper Pop Smoke died today too.
Yeah.
Was killed in a home invasion in L.A. He was at his
He
house.
was like
in
20
Hollywood
years old,
Hills.
right?
He was only 20.
Man. Yo, he had Brooklyn on fire last year.
Really?
Man. I remember when that song dropped, it was like, hey, welcome to the party. Like, as soon as it would come up, like, everybody would just get lit, man. He had...
What are you?
Her name was Janet. I just want to be... I'm sorry. Rest in peace is Pop Smoke, but we got to clear that up. Her name was Janet. Not what I'm doing.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's what people.
No, she was Winona on Good Times.
Yeah,
she
but
was, but let's give her a real name. Yeah, her name was.
Oh, yeah, respect.
Janet DuBois. Like,
I thought he said Janet DuBois. I thought he...
No, I never said her.
I thought
never
you said
her
Janet
name.
Winona DuBois. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
it's okay. All right, now, y'all know me.
I'm
okay.
a realist. I'm giving the people.
Be a
girl,
stickler.
I'm the person that's like, look. You don't nobody know Janet. We know Walona.
No, we don't give them respect.
No, for real. You know me. But
Okay.
yeah,
Rest in peace. to
was
her.
it Jeanette or just Janet? Cause you know, if it was me, I would be, cause it's not even spelled just J-A-N-E-T.
It's not. It's apostrophe.
So put some respect on her apostrophe.
We are going to put respect on everybody that has passed away recently,
Yeah,
especially in
sure.
Black History Month. Like, we're going to really put some respect on that. So yeah, moving on to Pop Smoke, who was killed in a home invasion today, which is absolutely crazy.
I was talking to Corey about this earlier, and because I caught up on the news on Twitter. That was when I saw, Twitter, stuff unfold on Twitter in real time. So Facebook get it like 3 to 5 business days later. But you get everything up front on Twitter. So I'm scrolling through my timeline, I saw it, and I jumped over to Facebook. And I was thinking in my head, and I'm just like, I don't know why death just seems so close. Like, because every time you get on social media, every time you look on the blog, every time, a news site, somebody gone. Or even in a close friend, a close relative, I feel like in the last maybe 3 months, it's just been consistent losses. And
man, yesterday my mother told me, she's like, I done went to a funeral every week this year so far.
Damn.
And I was like, dang. Like, how do you ain't got no time to grieve.
No, you don't.
Right.
You know, like, you ain't got no time to grieve. Like, and this is my mother.
Heavy.
You know what I'm saying? This is my mother. I'm like, I don't even know how to feel. Like,
a lot of people don't even know how to grieve.
right.
Let alone find time to consist.
And I'm up here trying to figure out how she even handling it. Like, I'm like, you good? She's like, I'm fine.
That's such a cliche answer, though.
Come on,
because we ask each
man.
other that question every day, like,
And be breaking down.
on the inside. Sometimes it's just.
I'll be honest. I am not okay. I am. There's no shame in my game when I'm not okay, and I'll let people know that. Like, I can't do it. Like, I was just telling my friend when I was coming in, I'm like, I'm having a hard time right now. Like, I need to get back to me. I need to get myself together. So I understand what you're saying. Like, it's such a cliche answer. It's such I can hide behind this answer.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so it's okay for people to not be okay. Even when, like, celebrities die, I feel like people can grieve over celebrities, and social media makes it not okay for people. You didn't know him or you didn't know her.
Or they don't know you from a can of paint. They don't know who you were.
And it's okay for us to grieve people who we didn't know. And I seen a post on Instagram actually today, and of course it surrounded the Pop Smoke death, but it was saying reasons why we can sometimes grieve people who we never have met is because either they've inspired you in some kind of way.
Yep.
Their death can trigger emotions that you've had if you've recently lost somebody as well. I got it pulled up. They modeled Possibility, which was Pop Smoke, who like he was just getting there.
Legit was just watching like an interview with him yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about how like it feel good waking up putting 100,000 on my neck every morning and waking up in the mansions and eating good. Like he was just really, really feeling his I'm just getting adjusted to fame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, this was yesterday I was watching this. And I'm like,
and then you wake up the next morning and
right,
you're
he
gone.
didn't get a chance to get a good taste of it. Like,
it's a tester. And I remember me and Ysaye was having this conversation when we were talking about when Kobe first died. Death really it doesn't discriminate.
bro.
It doesn't discriminate against anybody. You can literally not wake up the next morning. We operate when we plan stuff and, oh, well, I'm going to do this tomorrow. It's almost like you're operating off of a sense of hope.
Yeah.
To be able to have the luxury of putting something off tomorrow, you're automatically expecting tomorrow to be given to you. It's,
not even the next second.
Yeah. Oh, God, I probably should stop watching Final Destination.
All right, can we
movies.
come on? All right, let's go. Come on, next. What's
Sorry,
up next?
brain.
What's next?
Hey, so Black History Fact of the Week, Morehouse. Shout out to Morehouse. They have the very first HBCU with a polo team.
With the homest.
With a polo team.
All right.
That's real cute or whatever.
You know what? Kudos to them.
I mean, I just that's like breaking barriers. Like, I guess black people don't like polo.
I like polo.
No, not the clothing brand.
Oh, shoot.
Talking about the sport, bro.
Yeah. Uncultured.
You know, with
Uncultured.
this,
In real
with the
time.
equestrians and the jockeys.
I know what it is. I know what the sport. I know what the sport is.
But you like polo.
My granddad didn't give me a choice but to know what the sport was, because anything else outside of that to him and softball was, as he said, fogwash and ribble.
Jesus.
So I had no choice but to know what the sport was. I just didn't know we were actually talking about the sport. I thought we were talking about the clothing line. I'm a shopaholic. My apologies.
Shout out Ralph Lauren.
And the blind segment goes to me. Thank you. Ding. Can we talk about
Look, anything but this.
anything but this? Because, yeah. Can we talk about this Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, Zaya? Is that her name now?
Yo, I'm still, I don't even know what none of this about. Like, I keep hearing people talking
Lil
about
Talk about-
Dwayne Wade.
okay.
Lil Boosie.
No, we got to
Just
go.
throw all that in.
we
there.
gotta double- yeah,
Just throw
yeah,
Lil
yeah.
What
Boosie
did
in
Lil-
there
I don't know
too.
what
Listen.
Boosie did either, man. I kind of like,
Okay,
I've
so
been having my head down lately.
I'm gonna start you from the beginning of the timeline. So, Dwayne Wade has son identified originally as openly being gay, right?
How old is Dwayne Wade's son?
12.
12.
12. Okay.
So, and this was some time ago when he did that, and when they post family pictures, you can tell in his mannerisms is like the overtly feminine mannerisms that he has, and was like, yeah, and the family is super supportive of him,
Okay.
as they should be. Very recently, his name was Zion, and he
All right.
he identifies as a trans woman, and he changed his name from Zion to Zaya. And again, the family's, public statements showing support to now with that, because with the transgender, with the new identification that's there, the pronoun changes.
So what everybody tripping over?
So Boosie, and everybody's weighing, everybody social media, everybody voiced their opinion on social media. What took everything to the next level was when Boosie got on, I believe, his social media, his Instagram, and he decided to voice his opinion about.
Boosie say, "You going too far. Don't cut his dick off."
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play it. Let me see if I can play it.
Okay, he gonna try to find.
Boosie really said that.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you going too f***ing far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna... Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro.
Boosie be so passionate.
Hold up.
He be
Hold up, dog. Hold up. Hey.
This mic off. As we were saying, everybody came in laughing.
for sure.
Something is wrong with y'all.
No, but
I
so
can't believe he said it.
Boosie, Dwayne Wade. How y'all feeling? First of all, let's go around and see how y'all feeling about Boosie's comment before we like actually dive into like our comment, like our response to like that, like him like actually going through transgenderic surgery. Is that a
he
thing?
hasn't.
That's not
Like
correct.
even no, just like the thought, like because I don't want to start, but I'll just start. Like, cause I feel like Boosie.
I mean, you might as well. You're talking.
Boosie. I feel like Boosie wasn't wrong, but he wasn't right either. Like, I feel like, yeah, 12-year-olds don't know where the next meal gonna come from, cause that's a quest for their parents. You know what I'm saying? They do know. They gonna go ask their mom. Just like me and Paris was just talking offline. Like, they kind of got an idea.
Kids know how to get food, bro.
Exactly. And I feel like kids, like as a person, like you have an identity. Like I got a goddaughter that's 1. She has an identity already. Like that's who she is. Like it ain't no debate. Like she got her own way of thinking already. So at 1 year old, can you really put like I'll always go back to that favorite song. Like we keep on singing, age ain't nothing but a number. And I know you don't like neither one. Like
I love Aaliyah.
No, I'm saying I know you don't like R. Kelly and me bringing up that song in Aaliyah's first album. But
That's a whole nother topic.
But I feel like Lil Boosie is like I was telling, like me and Paris were saying, like he's hella passionate and like we just laugh at Boosie because like we all grew up listening to Boosie and we knew like him as an entertainer and not as
like
a
a
dad
father,
and you know what I'm saying, as a more mature person. But I feel like I commend them for, you know what I'm saying, like being the support system behind their child. But I mean, do it come to a point where you just be like, all right, we support you, but we want to give you the time to grow before you actually make lifelong decisions now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just funny because I don't know how he got from like Dwayne Wade child saying that they wanted to be like a different sex or that they are transgender to that automatically meaning that like this kid is trying to get surgery.
Right.
Like I just don't know how he went from like 0 to 60 that fast, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's a whole jump. Like that's real like you reaching, bro. Like you reaching if you think that that's how Dwayne Wade is, dog.
Right.
Like you just really saying that to go viral, dog. Like you really saying that to keep people like talking about you, because it ain't no damn way if you know who Dwayne Wade is, that Dwayne Wade about to go have a surgery on his child,
Right.
just because his child has told his parents or her parents. Like that's so far from reality.
Like he's just saying, I identify as this, not saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. That's what I'm saying.
I want to, I don't want this thing down here no more. It's in the way. He not saying nothing.
It's in the way.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I digress.
P, you want to go?
Yeah, somebody
You want to
else
go, or you
talk
want me to?
How y'all gonna send me in to clean up y'all sloppy work?
Hold on.
My new name is the cleaner.
The clean. I be your clean old woman.
We gonna keep this going.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
let y'all
only lyrics I
have
know.
it.
That's the only lyrics I know.
I'm gonna let y'all have it all.
It's cool. We always get stuck like that in the song. I know last week she was yelling at us because we ain't know we was offbeat and everything.
Oh, man. Butchering it.
Nah, but it is what it is. We're not the parents. We're not even there to support, like in real life. We're just, and same as Boosie, just people with opinions about something else. And it's easy for people to have opinions on somebody else than we do ourselves and our situations in our family. People, the beauty in life is that we all different. We all see things differently.
Yeah.
And so like we said earlier, Boosie's just a little more passionate than a lot of people when it comes to certain stuff. Like how he was like took to the situation with Gayle King, and now he's taking the situation with Dwayne Wade. And it's just like all we can do is acknowledge his opinion, respect that he has one. Let him respect. And we all have to respect that Dwayne Wade has an opinion. And at the end of the day, none of us are financially supporting that boy. Matter of fact, D-Wade could probably financially support all of us. And then some. And so...
you can financially support me anytime you wish. I'm not going to stop you.
Do you hear me? But, yeah, I mean, we just going to have to see how this end up playing out, like, long term. Like, I do agree with Boosie. Like, anything may change at any point. Like, people change all the time. We evolve all the time. Like, I'm not the same person that I was last year. None of us are the same people that we was 2 or 3 years ago. We grow. And so that may be the same case. You know, the child may grow to be, you know what, maybe this is not who I am. I thought it was. Maybe, you know, it's a phase. Or maybe I'm Zaya for the rest of my life. Like, we just have to really truly see, like, sit and see how it plays out. And solely that's up to him and his decision.
For me, okay, before I get into all 18 opinions that I have, because I see things from multiple.
Stick with Warren. Go ahead.
I mean, because they. The reason why I say that is because
gunshot said.
There you go. The reason why I say that is because it simply just comes down to a difference of opinion. I don't think one is right or wrong. It comes down to preference at that point and what you think and how you feel pertaining to the situation, regardless of what you just said. And that's why I said I agree with you. Whatever we say, that's his reality. All at her. That is her reality. Yeah, we got to get used to it. That's her reality, and I just want
their reality.
She identifies as.
He's saying the whole family, like everybody involved.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole family. They're like that them, but like.
But they're in. That's why I was like, there's like they
live in the world that they live in.
Yeah,
and it's really only them that really can live in that world because ain't nobody else taking care of them but them.
It's weird because there's individuals like Sam Smith that identifies as there and they. So the lines get a little
THEIR.
Yeah, that's why I looked like want to make sure. My bad. So. It really just comes down to a difference of opinion. I get what Boosie was saying, and I want to clarify this for those who are listening. We were not laughing at Boosie's direct opinion.
Nah.
We were laughing at his tone and his execution and how he chose to articulate his opinion.
That's just hilarious.
Solid. I wanted to
basically the Boosie effect. Like
exactly.
And it's like we like I was saying earlier, like we still in the mindset of okay, who is Boosie that
exactly but everybody may not perceive that way listening up front, and they'll probably take it and twist it as, oh, well, them 4 niggas was in the studio laughing at the little girl boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll try to twist it into. And
don't even
I had
do
to
that.
give a friendly disclaimer that this ain't that. We were not laughing at the opinion. We were laughing at the execution of the opinion. I want to let that be known before I go into my
very
speech.
disrespectful to say things like that about another person's child, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, that's just very, very disrespectful. And I know Boosie probably didn't mean no disrespect at all, because I just know I listen to Boosie too much to know that he being disrespectful. He just saying what he feel.
Yes,
but
it's mad passion.
It's still funny to hear him say that shit, because it's like, it's fucking Boosie saying that shit. It would have been, if Lil Duval would have said it like that, I'd have been fucking laughing. You know, it just whoever, depending on who say certain shit, I'm gonna listen to it a certain way.
But there's also people who look at Boosie like he's not the most appropriate spokesperson for topics like this.
And he ain't. Like,
I mean,
who want Boosie opinion on transgenders? And we not. That's why I don't even like talk about it. Like, that's why I didn't really know what was going on. I'm like,
we had to make the timeline down. Right. What the hell was
that? Delete all that
shit. Hide.
And there we have it. That is this week's episode of Facts Only Podcast.
Facts Only Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Corey Black, ladies and gentlemen, please tell the people where they can hit you up, contact you, social media, anything that you're willing to put out there into the universe for people to find you.
Give me your private information too. They want that.
Yeah, you can hit me up. My phone number is 314 255-5036. You
Okay.
can find me on Instagram or Twitter at I am Corey Black.
We got to get your Twitter numbers up
If you wanna subscribe to any of the poetry that I have, you could check out Poetic Justice Open Mic on YouTube, as well as following Poetic Justice Open Mic on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're really, really one of those naughty people out there that just love your little fantasies tickled, you can find me on my OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/thenudepoet.
Can we please say that he just said your fantasies tickled? Are we really going?
I'm going to let him have it.
Yeah, if
I'ma
you want
let
your
him have
fantasies
it.
tickled. You know?
Hey, I knew he had it. He had it down packed when we was like, no, don't put your phone number out. And he was like, I'm
And he
in
kept
this.
going.
So,
Okay.
Come find me. I want all the smoke. Like,
And make sure y'all also are, again, this is another friendly disclaimer, make sure y'all are subscribed to the Facts Only podcast on all platforms that you find your podcast, including my favorite, which is Apple Podcasts. You need to join the Facts Only family. Something's wrong with us, but you may fit right in because we know full well that you've been wearing the same underwear for 48 hours and they're inside out anyway. And
First
we
of
not
all,
judging.
another disclaimer. That is Anton. That is not Big P over here. That's not that girl P. That's not. I'm just Paris. I ain't saying y'all got 48-hour draws on. That is that man. So you want to throw disclaimers out there? Put that in there. Those opinions are those of Anton.
That is
Exton.
on the behalf of Anton Exton, and I'm standing 10 toes down on it, 10 pedicure toes down on it. All right.
All right, I just want y'all to have a good night. Okay.
All right.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
He
That's all.
said, don't follow me on no socials. Don't do none of that. Just have a good night.
I am
All right,
going off the grid.
Okay.
For sure, y'all. Definitely thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode of Facts Only. Don't forget, if you want to do podcasts just like we do at any time, you can go to anchor.fm and get your podcast started today. And don't forget us to follow us on Instagram and all our other social media platforms at Facts Only Pod. That's FACTSONLYPODD.
Facts only on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Facts only.
Oh, that was
Facts
so
only. Oh my goodness.